Hello. Today we are going. Today we are actually going to discuss about the topic which is very prominent. That is drying. That is dehydration of foods. So you know that different type of methods is actually applied for removing the moisture content from the foods. So already you are aware why we are go for dehydration. Have you heard my voice?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so there are several purpose to dehydrate the different type of food materials or vegetable, fruits, liquid pulps, liquid yolks, milk, everything. So there are so many things. They are actually dehydrated. The basic purpose of the main purpose, you can say, the main purpose is dehydration is to improve the keeping quality of the product. That is the shelf life of the product. Another one is that we can actually reduce the bulk, or you can simply say reduce the volume or weight of the of the fruits, vegetable, whatever you can say. And because if we are transporting the bulk, then we have to pay more cost. That is, transportation cost will be more, and the storage area will be required more. Anna. Or another one is that we have to also facing problem in handling the foods. So there are different type of the material which are actually dehydrated, like coffee, tea, milk powder, beans, pulses, Anna. Or another ingredients like egg powder, flavoring compounds, coloring in jams. These are actually dehydrated. So the basic purpose of dehydration is to remove the water content in the food, to improve the, basically we can actually improve the shelf life of the product. You already know that the free water or boiled water, the content of free water is actually the decisive factor for spoilage of the foods. So that is why we are focusing on how we can actually remove the moisture, particularly free moisture from the foods, so that we can able to increase the shelf life of the any product. So simply you can say the application of heat. There are other means also we can go for. There are other sources of heating. The heating medium may be microwave heating, irradiation, or you can say spray drying, drum drying, cabinet dryer. There are so many cabinet dryer or belt dryer, double dryer, spray dryer, foam drying, and fluidized bed drying. There are so many methods. On all method, we just apply the heat in form of hot air, and simply we can actually remove the moisture from the foods, and ultimately we can actually dry the product. And here you can see that food is actually kept inside the cabinet, and the hot air with the help of blower, or you can say heater, they are actually passed through the foods, and ultimately they are moist water is actually removed, and the dry product is actually collected. So this way we can actually go for drying the product. So different type of method, that's why actually implied we will discuss in this chapter also. So we can say what are the factors that actually affect the drying rate, whatever method you are use. So this factor is actually applicable, whatever method, what type of different method we can actually going to employ. So we have to see the processing conditions. What are the processing conditions? Processing condition, that is the hot air temperature, relative humidity of the air, and speed of the air. The processing condition, you simply, as you are a dairy technologist, so just I am giving an example of simply the spray drying or drum drying. The hot air conditions, the hot air which is actually applied for drum drying is generally in the range of 150 to 155 hot air temperature. Whereas in case of spray drying, you can keep the hot air temperature around 184 to 223, depending upon the product. Similarly, the relative humidity of the air. Suppose air, the humidity is more, then the drying condition may be vary. What is the content air, that is relative humidity, is also affecting the drying rate of the product. So, and another one is that speed of the air. Speed of the air, that is also deciding the drying rate of the product. Similarly, what is the nature of the foods? So nature of foods means, suppose milk, they are containing almost more than 88%, or you can say more than 84% is moisture. No, more than 85% is moisture. 86% you can say, 86-87% is moisture. It is, or but in case of you simply suppose you dry the cabbage, you can see that they containing around 50%, 60% moisture. So what is the moisture of the foods? Similarly, the size. Suppose the block size of paneer or any product block size is less, they require they get exposed more air, so they take less drying period. Similarly, the size is more, then definitely they takes more time. Similarly, shape, structure, these all are actually. So nature of food means they are, what is their configuration, what is their size and shape, and along with their moisture content. So these are also deciding. And dry design. So dry design, that means heating condition, either you go for atmospheric pressure, or you can go for vacuum. You are go for vacuum, or you can go for double vacuum, triple vacuum, or we can say for a spray dried single effect, double effect, 3 effect, or 7 effect. These are tray load. So simply tray load is actually used for drying the fruits and vegetables. So these things we have to discuss. And another one is that drying using heated air, factor that controls the capacity of the air. What are the factors that actually control the capacity of air? That means what is the amount of water vapor in the air, what is the air temperature, and amount of air that passes over the foods. These are also, you can see simply the psychometry, that is actually study the interrelated properties of air, water, vapor system, which will be used for deciding the temperature, or you can say vacuum and other factor for better drying of the product without loss of any nutrients. So there are different type of terminology. We can definitely we should be aware of this terminology. So simply we say the absolute humidity, relative humidity. So you can better understand what is absolute humidity. So this is just it is the ratio of mass of vapor pressure to unit mass of dry product. Unit mass of the dry product. So in other words, it is the mass of the vapor pressure divided by unit mass of the dry air. So this is terms as absolute humidity. And what is the RH? That is relative humidity. So relative humidity is also the ratio of pressure of the water in the air, to pressure of the saturated water pressure. है ना, हम है सो जो सैचुरेटेड वाटर प्रेशर, जो वाटर वेपर है, उससे कितना ज्यादा प्रेशर वाटर वेपर में है किसी भी प्रोडक्ट का, प्रोडक्ट के लिए. जैसे सिमिलरली सपोज यू कीप द चीज at 80%, 50% humidity, that means they are containing about 50% water vapor in the air. Suppose we keep the relative humidity 60%, that means 40% air water vapor in the air. So these things, relative humidity is also deciding in the deciding for the product. So dry bulb temperature, that is temperature measured by ordinary thermometer. wet bulb temperature, that is the indication of the amount of moisture in the air. So these two are actually used for just getting the moisture level in the air. So this wet bulb temperature is used for knowing the what is the content of moisture in the air. So these are the things. This is the psychrometric charts, and that is actually used to define the different. They actually correlate the relative humidity with the moisture or that things. So what is drying rate? We already study also in the BTech program that what is drying rate? That is the mass of water removed per unit dry matter of the dry product or dry matter. So this is the mass of the water removed per unit time per unit mass of dry product or dry matter. So this is the dry matters. Another one is that what is the mechanism of moisture movement? So definitely we can say that you can see here the pictures. So these are the suppose product, and the product are actually carrying moisture. Moisture is also in two forms: free water and bound water. If the free water is more, then the keeping quality of the product is less. Suppose bound water is also exist in three layers, primary layer, secondary layer. So they are actually also affect the keeping quality of the product. So simply you can say the moisture movement. If in capillary flow you can see that due to the you can see the examples also in the burning of lamp. So they suck the kerosene just due to the capillary flow. That is the movement of moisture due to the capillary actions. Similarly, liquid diffusion is due to the concentration gradient. Concentration gradient में liquid diffusion कब होगा? If there is a suppose if you go osmosis जो होता है higher concentration से lower concentration की ओर तब तक जाएगा जब तक कि बैलेंस नहीं हो जाए, जब तक कि दोनों का osmotic pressure इक्वल ना हो जाए. So liquid diffusion is also due to the concentration gradient. Similarly, the vapor diffusion, that is vapor transmission or diffusion, is due to the vapor pressure gradient, or viscous flow due to the total pressure gradients. So you can see the food cells, and this is the moisture, and the hot air is actually passed through that one, and they are actually surrender the moisture to the heating system. So it is actually done in a controlled way, so that the minimum loss of nutrients or physical damage to the product. So these are the mechanisms by which we can actually keep in the mind for deciding the design of the dryer or the method of the drying, depending on what type of product you are going to dry. So these things similarly, you can also see here that the equilibrium moisture contents. So if the water content means that is the amount of water with respect to the dry matter, amount of water with respect to the dry matter. So these equilibrium moisture content, then when we can see that the drying rate is continuously increased, but above this limit, we can all say this one critical moisture content. Critical moisture content means if we can go beyond this, then the product will physical damage will take place. So these are the things. Now what type of dryers which is actually applicable or exist in the different in the system, that is the food world, or you can say there are different type of dryer, and we can actually apply according to the product. So suppose you are go for just drying the milk, cream, coffee, cheese, egg, juices, extract, syrup. We can go for spray drying. But drum drying, we can also go for milk, soups, flakes, baby cereals, juices, and purees. We can also go for drum drying. Another one is that in the dairy industry, we can also use freeze drying. Freeze drying actually used where for the drying of the cultures for biologically active enzymes. So preserve the biologically active enzymes. This depending upon the, because when we go for drying the starter culture by drum drying of spray drying, then all the culture will be destroyed. Similarly, when we go for the enzyme dehydration by using simply spray or drum dryer, we can lose all the enzyme activities. So we are definitely the highly sensitive product. We can go for the freeze drying. No doubt we can also apply the freeze drying in case of coffee, cream, cheese, all the things. But the cost of manufacture will be very high. No doubt we can get the best quality product when we compare with the that we will discuss in the freeze drying chapter in separate way. So we can actually because you know that due to the proper processing, due to lack of the processing, we are actually 30% of the food grains of food product in the India is actually spoiled. So that is why the dryer is actually, that is why the fruits, vegetables are actually dried, so that we can actually improve the shelf life of the product. Or simply when we dry the fruits, vegetables, meats, confectioneries, simply we can go for cabinet drying, cabinet dryer or tray dryer. Simply another one is tunnel dryer. Tunnel dryer is actually used for fruits and vegetables. We will see the picture in later slide. Belt dryer. Belt dryer, you already know that. You have also seen in the village also that grains, vegetable, fruits, cereal, nuts, they are actually dried by using belt dryer. Rotary dryer, you can also see the rotary dryer that is used for the processing of seeds. You can see the processing of seed is done by rotary dryer. You can, when we see that any culture institute, there such type of dryer is actually used for cleaning of seeds or grain, starch, sugar crystals. Pneumatic or flush, that is actually used for starch, pulps, crops, granules or powder. Similarly, fluidized bed dryer. Fluidized bed dryer is used for vegetable, granules, grains, peas. We have also used when I was work at NDRA Karnal, we are also used the fluidized bed dryer for making the reconstituent kheer mix powder, ready to eat kheer mix powder. So fluid bed dryer is also used for different type of convenience food. Suppose in rice, ready to eat rice kheer. So we are actually use this one, and this is actually we can go critically we can go went at Faridabad, where the fluidized bed dryer is actually applied. So simply they can warm up the rice, and before the boiling temperature, then that rice is actually go for fluidized bed drying. So in order to get the moisture removed from the air. But the fluidized bed, we cannot dry the rice or grains by using a spray drying or drum drying. So that is why fluidized bed dryer is used for the grains, vegetables, peas. So we can also dry the grain by slight we can say pre-boiled rice. They are actually reduce the moisture level by use of fluidized bed dryer, so that they can be simply keep with the milk powder, and we can reconstitute the milk, reconstitute the or make the kheer within 5 minutes. So fluidized bed dryer is used, and similarly I have already discussed spray dryer or drum dryer. Foam or mat, this is used for mainly for the fruit juices and purees. Puffing, that is used for the fruits and vegetables. For freeze drying, we can use juices, meats, coffee, vegetable extract. And freeze drying is first of all used for coffee. And another one is, what are the criteria for selection of dryer? What is the criteria for the selection of the dryer? What is the characteristics of the raw material? What is the moisture level? what is the different nutrients which is actually affected due to the heat, or that is the characteristics of the raw material. Quantity requirement on the dry product. Quantity requirement on the dry product. This is also economic analysis or cost estimation, that is also keep in the mind for the dry section. Suppose you go for spray drying, definitely the cost of operation will be high in comparison to drum drying. Simply when we go for freeze drying, then definitely the cost of operation with respect to the drum drying or spray drying will be bigger, that is higher. So economic analysis or cost estimation is very much important for any feasibility of the industry or feasibility of the any institution. Similarly, we can also consider the safety and environment consideration. Safety environment consideration. Then, so for establishment of even dairy plants, you have to follow the guidelines of the pollution control board of respective state, or even the you have take license from the forest or environment department, so that you can minimize the load to the environment. So these are the dryers we are actually keep in the mind for the dryer selection. Simply just I am giving one example of drying. This is the simply drying at atmospheric atmospheric pressure. What is the atmospheric pressure? That is 760 mmHg. So here you can see that just we see it here, the feeder, that is the feed material we pass through this by using pumps, centrifugal pumps there, or you can simply send this one into a drying chamber. Drying chamber may be, here we are using atmospheric pressure, then we can also go for vacuum we will discuss later on. So dryer chamber, and you simply that is the fan or heater is here, and the fresh air is actually passed through this one, and they are actually provided to the product, and the wet air or particulates which is actually some of lower density, they are actually passed with this one, and we can collect a dry product here. So this is the just diagram just showing the what will actually take place in simple atmospheric dryer, where there is no any complication, there is no any vacuum. So this is this is actually used for drying the fruits and vegetable. Particularly, we cannot go for dairy product. Similarly, tunnel dryer. You can this tunnel dryer is actually used for drying the fruits and vegetables. So they are actually, you can see here that that different stakes are actually kept inside the chamber, and the blower, you can see here 12 to 15 trucks you can see here, and fruits and veggies, they are having capacity 5 metric ton, sorry, per batch. Or here you can see their hot air is actually circulated, and the fresh air is come from this side, and heater is actually installed here, and after circulating the hot air in such a way that then when the product becomes dry, then the air is actually exhaust from this side, and ultimately we can able to get the product, dry product, by tunnel dryer. You can also see here the another picture. So this is also applied. This is the tray where we kept the fruits or vegetables, and hot air is actually passed through this one. This is the heater, and this is actually passed through over that, and the moist air is particulate is go from this side, and simply we collect the product. Another one is that we can see the tunnel dryer, that is the continuous operation. Long tunnel consists of trucks carrying stacks of tray. We can see here that 12 to 15 trucks is actually used. Another one is that typical tray loading of wet vegetable 10 to 30 kg per meter square, and we can use this one co-current, counter current, or mixed current. Any type of condition we can apply depending upon the suitability. You can see here, this is the cabinet dryer. Cabinet dryer, that is another way. That is, this one is the tunnel dryer, and this one is the cabinet dryer. So simply you can see here that in cabinet dryer, the fruits or vegetables, or these are kept on. This is the racks, or you can say tray, on which the fruits or vegetables are kept in on the tray. You can see here the blower, that is the heat pass through, hot air pass through this one. On counter current, you can say, है or then waste air is actually removed from this side and the product is collected. So this is the cabinet dryer. This is the what is the cabinet dryer? They can be available in the market 2,000 to 20,000 kg per day. This is very inexpensive, simple to construct. Even in the even we can also use in the rural area, and you can see that you can see also this type of cabinet dryer is actually located in the panchayat also. In some Haryana, Punjab, you can see this is used for the grapes, dates, apples, onion, caps, herbs. Here we in the cabinet dryer we can maintain the temperature 60 to 80 degrees centigrade, and the duration of the drying range from 2 to 10 hours depending upon the product you are going to. That is the what is the moisture level. These things we have to keep in mind. So this simply you can understand when the both the air and this co-current means both direction in same direction. Co-current means when opposite to each other. Opposite to each other, mixed means they may contain co-current or a counter current. So these three flow pattern is actually generally used in tunnel dryer. So now comes into the belt dryer. Belt dryer is also useful, particularly for the cereals, grains, fruits products, vegetables. Even you can see in the biscuit industry also, and nuts. So here we can actually just get the moisture level, final moisture up to 10 to 15%. So this type of dryer is actually not suited for the milk and milk products. So here we can see that the different type of drum is actually used, and this is actually the dry product. Here we can see here that feed is comes from this side, and another one is air inlet. This is the air inlet, and feed is come from this side. Air inlet, you can see the hot this is the hot drum. That is actually moving. The product is moving, and they are come from this one, and ultimately the product is dried. So the time period for the drying the fruits and vegetables in such a way that is so meticulously designed, so the product become dry when we reach from this point to this point. So we can actually ultimately we can get the final moisture up to 10 to 50% by using belt dryer. Similarly, the vacuum dryer is definitely vacuum dryer is just here we can either maintain the vacuums, and we can maintain the vacuum around 69 to 74 centimeter HD, and this is actually also been used well dryer. Another one is twin dryer. And what are the different type of this is the what is the different type of metal that is used? The drum dryer may be used steel, or you can say stainless steel, cast iron, and then you can use laminated, we can say just coated nickel. This is also being used. So nowadays the vacuum drum, that the drum may be made of steel and cast iron, or you can say stainless steel, and they are nickel coated, iron coated with nickel. They are actually used है ना, in the industry, but preferably we are allow using of stainless steel drum dryer. So this is actually used. You can also better, we'll discuss in next class when we use the drum dryer or